Last week, we had a distressing video of a young expectant mother, a doctor herself, talking about how she is infected and how she now realizes the importance of masking up. Unfortunately, that young expectant mother lost her life just a few days later. Dr. Chawla's loss and her heart-rending video raised a lot of questions, especially among people who either have someone in their family who is pregnant or even couples who are planning a pregnancy. How do you deal with a pandemic when you are pregnant or when you are planning a family? Is there reason to believe that women who are pregnant are more adversely affected, that they are more vulnerable? Now, the additional question also is about the vaccine, because the National Technical Advisory Group on Inoculation has recommended that pregnant women or young mothers, those who have just had a baby, should also be allowed to take the vaccine. Is this a group that no one really is paying attention to? What are their questions and what are the answers to their questions? Let's go across straight to our guests who are joining us now. I want to first get in Shweta Singh, who is a survivor of COVID-19 and in fact was pregnant when she got the disease. She got the virus. Padma Shri, Dr. Professor Alka Kriplani, Director and Head at the Center of Minimally Invasive Gynecology, Obstetrics and ART at Paras Hospitals, Gurgaon, is also live with us. But Shweta, I want to start by asking you, what were your main concerns and the main problems that you faced, and how did you get past them when you were pregnant and had COVID?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So when I got affected from COVID, so I was 7 months pregnant at that time, and the major concern which I faced was regarding my baby. That is the baby fine, or is there any adverse effect on the baby because of COVID? But luckily, I got the right treatment. I've got admitted in Limax, and I've got the right kind of medicines and care from the team, because my doctor, Dr. Sonia Naik, she has managed everything, and her entire team was there to support me and to monitor like the baby's growth and the heartbeat. Baby
Did
is
you
doing
face
fine
any
and everything.
complications because you were... Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I should have started with congratulating you, but did you face any problems, any hiccups or complications because of COVID?
Yeah, so complications was there. I was like, because of my pregnancy, I was not aware that what medicine should be taken during pregnancy, because if you are in a normal condition, you can consult a doctor, you can get a prescription, you can get the medicines. But because of my case, I was not very like keen on taking the medicines, because like without consulting my gynae. But then one day I got like,
all right,
it was, yeah. But
okay,
then I consulted Dr.
Let me also
Sonia.
get in Dr. Kriplani and Dr. Sonia Naik, who is in fact also live with us now, your doctor.
Yes.
I want to start by asking you, Dr. Naik, is it true that pregnant women could be more vulnerable to getting the virus?
So it's right. Pregnant women, they are not more susceptible, but definitely more vulnerable to COVID infections or any other viral infections. So in case COVID happens in pregnancy, it can be more severe. So they are at risk of having a more severe infection. That's because of the immunological alterations in the pregnancy that makes them more vulnerable. And especially it has been seen that the Asian women, so ethnicity also plays an important role. So Asian women are more vulnerable. Advanced age pregnancies, they are more vulnerable. Those with a higher BMI, they are more vulnerable. So in case they are pregnant and with more than 35 years, with a higher BMI, with comorbid conditions like hypertension, diabetes, so these are the women which are more vulnerable, and we have to be more careful.
So, Dr. Kriplani, as it is when you're pregnant, doctors tell you to not take any medication. So, how do women, if they are expecting and they get the virus, how do they go past it?
Good evening. The medicines which are to be given for COVID are not for very common symptoms. And routine medicines which are to be given in pregnancy, like iron and calcium, we need to give them. But depending on severity of situation, drugs for the treatment of COVID are to be given, and they are always given in moderate and severe situation in consultation with the physician. Mild cases, we give antipyretic, symptomatic relief, and that is more than enough for majority of girls.
Is it okay for pregnant women, Dr. Nayak, to take steroids or ivermectin, etc., which is being prescribed these days as a prophylactic?
So, in case there, so it basically depends upon the severity of the disease. So we divide it into mild, moderate, severe, depending upon their symptoms. And because the treatment differs in all the three categories, so in case it's a mild, we just treat them with the symptoms. Symptomatically, we manage them, like we manage their fever, their cough, and the cold. But in case it's a moderate to severe disease, yes, they do require some antivirals like the remdesivir and ivermectin. And steroids also, if required, they have to be given. They have to be given as a life-saving measure to the pregnant lady also. So initially, in case it happens in the third trimester, there's a risk of preterm labor. So we actually give steroids for the lung maturity of the baby for 2 days, and then followed by a different steroid which should not be harmful to the baby. Then we switch over to the other steroid for the benefit of the woman.
For ivermectin, I would like to share my experience. Patients come and ask us, I have taken ivermectin. Is it an indication for termination of pregnancy? So there is no data confirming safety of ivermectin in pregnancy, but there is also no data saying that it is harmful. So it is not a drug which is very, very toxic. And recently a systematic review showed that there may not be, a lot of toxicity because of this drug. So we have to counsel patient, and definitely we have to reassure her that there are no serious side effects noted, because a lot of patients are getting panicky about taking ivermectin.
Can COVID induce complications, premature labor or a cesarean section, Dr. Nayak? Or the need of a C-section?
So COVID, again, as I told you, it depends upon the severity of the disease. If in case she contracts the disease in the third trimester, depending on the severity, it can induce premature labor or a premature rupture of the membranes and therefore a premature delivery. And cesarean section, yes, we have to individualize. In case there is an obstetric indication, we do a cesarean section, or a medical indication, we have to do a cesarean section. But not that COVID in itself will increase the chances of a cesarean section.
Shweta, at a time when someone is having a baby, you need a lot of attention, you need a lot of being taken care of, pampering, etc. But when you have COVID, you stay in isolation. Do you regret that, missing out on all the attention, etc.? And also, how did you deal with isolating yourself? What is the advice you would give to perhaps expectant mothers who are watching you right now about how to deal with that, the idea of isolating?
Okay, so the idea of isolation, if I say, so I was admitted in a hospital for about a week, and nobody was there, nobody was with me, and nobody was allowed to meet you when you're a COVID patient and you are in a COVID hospital, right? But yes, my family was there with me. They were connected with me through phone, through calls, through videos, and yes, you do miss your family when you're in isolation. I missed my family, but I knew that they are with me. Their support is with me, and which actually helped me to recover from this disease. So I just wanted to say, like,
Okay.
you have to maintain your willpower, and you have to be mentally strong if anybody is affected from COVID during pregnancy.
But look at the bright side, at least you were also saved a lot of unsolicited advice that a lot of people give when you are a first time mother or you are expecting. At least you were on your own, you could just chill by yourself. So look at that bright side, Shweta. Okay,
Yes.
coming to the
Yeah.
issue of vaccines. Dr. Nayak, is it safe for pregnant women to take the vaccine?
It's basically.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah, so basically the vaccine thing began with a controversial thing initially because it was an emergency vaccine. So it was introduced as an emergency vaccine and not much trials were done on the pregnant ladies. But true, it's the inactivated vaccine, it's a viral vectored vaccine. So we have been using all these vaccines, inactivated vaccines in pregnancy. And it's also said that in a pandemic, we have to weigh the risk and benefits. So over here, weighing the risk and benefits, yes, definitely COVID can cause far more severe disease than a vaccine. So vaccine is of much more benefit than this. Therefore, the organizations like the CDC, ACOG, RCOG, all these organizations, the international organizations, took a stand and they recommended the pregnant ladies with the vaccine. And there have been pregnant women who have got the vaccine. More than 50,000 have received the vaccine, and none of the problems like a miscarriage or a growth or a development of the fetus has anything been noted. And a welcome move was seen yesterday when National Immunization Technology Advisory also made a statement that the vaccine, it should be the choice of the women whether to take which vaccine. This has also been introduced yesterday in India. This was a very welcome move, and we all appreciated that, including our Federation of Obs and Gynae Society of India.
Dr. Kriplani, can a woman pass on the virus to her baby? As in, if a mother is COVID positive, is her baby also COVID positive? Baby or fetus?
There is no evidence that this virus goes across the placenta and it infects the baby. So there is no evidence that infection in the baby occurs. There is no proof that congenital malformations occur. There is no record of increased abortions because of pregnancy. So there are anecdotal reports where they, in some case reports they found out of all these thousands of women that somewhere in the placenta the virus was detected or in the cord blood. By and large, virus does not cross placenta and it does not lead to any fetal adverse effects like malformations, like fetal infection. It does not occur.
Also, can feeding mothers take the vaccine? Dr. Nayak.
See, it is a very, very welcome move yesterday our government has done. Outside in the USA, UK, these Western countries, for quite some time they are giving vaccines to pregnant women and lactating. We agree that with any new thing, trying in pregnancy has lot of risk. But what we all survive is by benefit versus risk ratio. Now the risk of infection and morbidity and mortality is quite high than the benefit. And see, internationally and in lactating, it is still very, very safe to give the vaccine. And we are strongly advocating it should be given in second and third trimester in pregnancy also, because benefit will be much more. The antibodies will be passed on through the placenta to the fetus. So when the newborn will also be having the advantage of antibodies getting transmitted from the mother. So there are a lot of advantages of vaccine.
Okay, Dr. Nayak, very quickly I want to ask, because many viewer questions also coming in, are there any medicines prescribed during pregnancy, usually prescribed during pregnancy, that have contraindications with related to COVID related medicines?
Right now we are basically giving immunomodulators only in very severe disease. Antivirals we are just giving as remdesivir. One thing I would really caution for the viewers is that doxycycline, please don't take doxycycline if you are pregnant. because we are seeing prescriptions in which there is azithromycin, there's a doxycycline, then there are some 2 or 3 more antibiotics being given, ivermectin and so many others. So doxycycline is totally contraindicated in pregnancy.
Okay, last question to you, Shweta. After your own experience, to
Yes.
any women watching right now who may be thinking of starting a family or who may already be pregnant, what is your advice? Yay or nay? Should they wait until after COVID is over? Or would you say
I
go
don't
ahead?
think
Anyway,
so.
we are working from home.
Yes. I'm also working from home, and that was like this decision I've taken because of the situation. Because I was at home, I was prepared, and I knew that this is the right time to start a family, and I would definitely advise anybody who is thinking or would want to start a family, they should definitely go ahead.
All right, and congratulations to you and your family again. Before we let you
Thank
go,
you
is it
so
a girl
much.
or is it a boy?
I don't know. I also still waiting
All right.
to know.
I'm sure you'll be happy with both, and I hope you have
Yes,
a
yeah.
lovely, healthy baby. Thanks very much, all
Thank
ladies,
you
for
so
having
much.
joined us. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on Monday.